This is a week in review. Today, the video is going to be exactly what I titled it, and hopefully moving forward, something that we can do on a regular basis. And it has everything to do with looking back at the previous week, the nutritional aspect of it, because I'm tracking it and I'm on point with that. So I'll share the macros, I'll share the calories, I'll share the food, I'll show you exactly what I'm doing because I itemize everything. The other aspect is we're going to look at the fitness. I'm going to break down the fitness schedule. I'm going to show you how I trained, what I did. We'll go through that. Any workouts missed, any modifications I had to do, we'll talk about that. And then finally, we're going to go over the overall goals, the mental aspect of things, how I felt throughout the week, how I feel now, and in the future I want to make maybe some other type of video that could be, instead of a weekly review, maybe we'll do at the beginning of the weeks, maybe we'll do weekly previews, and we'll talk about the same aspect, the nutrition, the fitness, and the mindset, but we'll break it down in projection versus what's happened. We'll talk about where we hope the week to go. And then hopefully the idea is I hope to get into a content creation role, kind of like what I'm doing here with the nutrition. I have momentum and I want to be able to create some content for you guys that shows that I'm showing up, right? So I'm doing the workouts and I'm doing my nutrition and I know what I'm talking about. So I want to give you content that shows you what I'm doing, and maybe in some way you can fit it into your life and make it work for you. This last week in review was the very first week of August, and it is basically as I approach day 120, and they're still really good. I've changed a lot of things as far as my focus for what would be now about 3 weeks into a 6-week training setup, which we'll talk about in just a minute when we get to the training section. But nutritionally, what I've done, and I'll share my MyFitnessPal stuff and how I'm approaching my nutrition now, which is still the same, basically, like it's the same as what I've done in my little journal here, but I'm eating more, I'm eating a lot more, and I'm basically just grazing throughout the day outside of my main meals. I'm eating a lot of fruit recently, just simply because there was a lot of fresh fruit that I found on sale at Walmart. Watermelons were like $3 for full seedless watermelons, and then clementines, tangelos, things like that were also on sale, like half off, and still really good. So I bought a bunch of fruit and I've just been consuming so much fruit the last couple of weeks. And so far, result-wise, I haven't noticed any like body fat regain, but I have noticed strength gain, speed, endurance. And so anyways, I've noticed improvements on that. My time has improved by a full minute on the same course, the same bike, the same everything, from just a couple weeks ago when I was eating anywhere from 1,800 to 2,200 calories a day going into a cut. And now I've increased to, on average, I'm about 2,500 a day. I'll show you, we'll go over maybe I'll be showing you now, I don't know, as I do this in post. I'm gonna do a screen record and show you the averages and show you what I'm talking about as far as MyFitnessPal. That's the beauty of tracking everything, is I actually have the data. I can go back and see where I've been and what I did every day. And recently I've been having 2 a day the last couple weeks, which again hasn't impacted me. It still fits within my calorie goals. But this coffee here, this is a double shot espresso. This has 1 cup of 2% milk steamed and 1 teaspoon of honey. And that's it. So I have 2 of these a day. I don't always put the honey. I always do, 1 a day I'll do honey. Today I did 2 because as far as nutritionally, everything's on point, I'm doing well. And I have my workout. I'm gonna do some cardio here soon, so I'm not too concerned about 1 teaspoon extra of honey. That's the thing. This isn't about going crazy about stuff, but this is about tracking and knowing where I've been so I can see where I'm going. The other aspect of things is the fitness. The training has been about the same as what it's been the last couple weeks. Push, pull, legs, push, pull, and then usually Saturday I will do some sort of yoga or just a cardio or some core, just something a little lesser, and then typically Sunday's off. That is not set in stone. Sometimes I'll switch days around. Sometimes Saturday and Sunday will flip-flop. It all varies, but for the most part, that's how things go when I get my routine going. One thing I want to talk about as far as where I'm at now, approaching day 120, is the momentum built and how I feel now versus when I got started, when I was just trying to figure all this out and get a system going. So as far as the fitness, it's a push-pull routine right now. We're ending week 3, I want to say, off the top of my head. Week 3, I always do, or for the most part, I do some sort of cardio Monday through Friday and then typically on Saturdays I yoga or some other type of cardio. But Monday through Saturday, and my main focus of cardio right now is just two different options. I've done some off things, and I'll talk about that in just a sec, but right now it's biking and it is swimming, because I have a lap pool, 25-yard lap pool, 3 lanes at my HOA. It is awesome. I either swim or I bike. Those are the two main ways that I get in my cardio. Notice my swimming it's insane. It is insane for me. This has just taken me to a new level, a place I've never been before. I've never been here before, which I think is great to transition now into the mindset aspect of this to wrap this video up. All of this stuff has tied together, and all this stuff is really simple. It's just a trio of things, and we've already talked about it. The nutrition, which is number one, I think. Then I want to say the mindset. It's hard because they're kind of together. Usually you'd want to start with mindset and then go to nutrition and then go to fitness as the third aspect, where mindset's the most important, nutrition second, and fitness third. Where when I really think about this, I think, based on what I've done and where I've come so far, if one was to, even in a negative mind space, focus on nailing nutrition, it would begin to improve things in one's life to where perhaps the mindset would naturally shift, and then fitness could be included, which again continues to amplify a positive mood shift, a positive mind shift. It's not guaranteed, you have to work at this, but I think if you started with nutrition, that would change a lot of things. Let's wrap this video up. Mindset wise, the momentum is rolling, and I was thinking about this earlier. I've got this in such a way that it's just clockwork for me. It just happens. It did not start this way, but this is where I'm at now that I'm 4 months into this. And I've had momentum in the past in other aspects of life, and it is the most powerful thing that you can have, because it just keeps rolling forward. Even if you take a day off, it just keeps going forward. But this is where you have to be really careful, because it's one of those things, and this is what I've always done in the past and what I am focusing on not doing this time, is once you get momentum rolling and results start happening and all these different things start coming at you, you begin, or I in the past stopped focusing on the little things that got me to where I was, that got the momentum rolling, that pushed the ball, that got me there. And I started focusing on the newer aspects of things, let the little things slide, and then momentum over time dies. So what's important here is I have the momentum and it feels great, where it would be really easy for me to I don't need to track anymore. I've got momentum. I know what I'm doing. And then, it's fine for a week, 2 weeks, months, whatever. But then things start getting out of hand, and I start doing I'll just go out and do that little thing. All my friends are having beer and pizza. That sounds great. And now I've consumed a whole pizza and a beer, which is fine. I'm not against that stuff. I'm not doing it right now. I have no desire. It doesn't fit me at all, because I like how I look right now and I like how I feel. And that is all because of this. And even more so, I love the food. I really genuinely love the food. It is insanely good. I don't need a pizza or anything like that. It sounds tasty, but I just know there's nothing in it that really is good, that my body really wants. So I don't care. So if you were to ask me, as far as where I've gone in 120 days-ish as we're approaching, cheat meals, none. I don't need it. These are all cheat meals to me. These are fantastic. When I warm up my food, especially my sweet potatoes, and I get some corn or something like that, or lima beans, which I love, and then I put my spices on it, I take that first bite, and every day I am blown away, because I expect something kind of mundane and boring, because that's what some of us are taught or learn or think, that the basic healthy meal is chicken breast and broccoli, and it has to be plain and boring. Well, that's not true at all. I mean, that can be an aspect of it. Chicken and broccoli is an awesome combination. It's perfect for your macros. It gives you clean calories, and it's not over the top, and it doesn't have all that excessive crap where if you have processed foods. Let me know if this video was helpful at all to you, or if you enjoy it, or if you'd like to see a little more out of it. But this is what I want to do moving forward. Weekly reviews, and perhaps we'll see what happens over this weekend, weekly previews, and then kind of keep a cycle going in between doing bigger projects, bigger videos that take a little more time for me to put out. These kind of videos I can do in a day. I have a few projects in the works that I want to bring to you. The thing is, as far as that's the project, what's most important is the stuff I'm doing behind the project. Still doing it, still here. I'm gonna have my coffee, because I've been waiting patiently for this. I mean, the foam's pretty settled. It's so good. So it's a double shot. I steam the milk, and then I put the teaspoon of honey in the milk while it's warm, and then I finish steaming it so that it spreads throughout the foam. And then of course I top the coffee, the shots of espresso. This is my treat. This is fantastic. The only thing I have in between this, because I can't drink these all day, otherwise I'd have half a gallon of milk. What I'll do is I will do iced Americanos, which are life right now, absolute life. So I've actually been having maybe too much, 8 shots a day as I look at my page here. But so far so good. So this week in review is wrapped up. Fitness on point, nutrition on point, everything on point, mindset ready to go forward. If you're ready to go forward too, if you want to be part of this, reach out to me, leave a comment below. Otherwise, I just appreciate the support, any likes, anything, any comments, anything I can do to help build this content and keep something going. Jason here, betterbody90.com, and this has been our first week in review. Keep doing what it takes, and I'll see you next video.